Chapter 91 Gu Ziyi. You are listening at NovelDouluo. A week later, Gu Ziyi and the others returned to Wuhun city. Gu Ziyi must have reported such great gains to Qian Xuanji after going out this time. 100,000-year soul beast transformed. Proactively offer sacrifice. You kid, you really can do it. You are so lucky. Fortunately, Xiaoyi, you know how to refuse the sacrifice of that soul beast, otherwise your body will definitely not be able to withstand 100,000-year soul ring. After learning about Gu Ziyi's experience, Qian Xuanji was surprised and happy. At the same time, he was also a little scared. If Gu Ziyi really chose to accept the sacrifice of that soul beast, it might be over. Come, show me your mutated 100,000-year-old soul bone. Afterwards, Qian Xuanji naturally wanted to take a look at Gu Ziyi's soul bone. Is teacher, Chang, Gu Ziyi nodded, and then took out the soul bone peachwood sword. Gu Ziyi, you bastard, you actually put me in a dark soul guide. You won't be allowed to do this in the future, do you know? I want to stay outside. As soon as the Tamu sword came out, sword spirit Xiao Tao's angry and aggrieved voice sounded in Gu Ziyi's heart. Then it depends on whether you are obedient or not. Gu Ziyi handed the peachwood sword to Qian Xuanji and replied with a smile in his heart. These days, Gu Ziyi deliberately put her into the soul guidance device, because if you carry the Tamu sword with you, as a sword spirit, Xiao Tao really talks too much and is too noisy. That's why Gu Ziyi wanted to teach her a lesson. I promise to be obedient. Xiao Tao quickly assured, then call the master first to listen. Gu Ziyi probed simply, look, this is not obedient. When Gu Ziyi was training his sword spirit, Qian Xuanji also took over the soul bone peachwood sword from Gu Ziyi. After that, Qian Xuanji naturally tried to see if he could absorb it, but it definitely didn't work. Xiao Yi, have you tested the power of this sword? Qian Xuanji asked while returning the soul bone peachwood sword to Gu Ziyi. After seeing Gu Ziyi shape the soul bone into a sword, he also knew that Gu Ziyi was planning to use the soul bone as a weapon. He was actually quite surprised that soul bones could be shaped into weapons, but considering that this was obtained by sacrificing 100,000-year soul ring, he couldn't say whether it was worth it. If it were him, he would definitely have absorbed all the soul rings and soul bones. Tested, teacher. The power of this sword is enough to break through the soul saint's defense, but the speed I can control it now is not fast enough. The soul saint is easier to dodge, so it poses a relatively strong threat to the soul emperor. One of the two soul skills above is used to save life. The other offensive soul skill is as powerful as a tidal Douluo's blow, but it can only be used once. It can only be used again after the soul bone recovers its energy. Gu Ziyi quickly told the results of the test. On the way back, Gu Ziyi tested it with Shilong and Li Chanfei. The power of the soul bone mahogany sword itself is actually strong enough to break through the defense of the soul saint. After all, the soul bone is not a weapon in the first place. The soul bone is more of a vehicle that carries the soul bone and soul skills. In addition, it is strengthened. The physique of a soul master, it was originally used for soul masters to absorb. That is to say, Gu Ziyi used the power of Xiaodao's sacrifice to help reshape it into a sword, and also tempered it with the extremely cold spring, so that it has the destructive power it has today. Of course, this is only the destructive power of the soul bone peachwood sword itself. When Gu Ziyi levels up in the future and the golden light talisman becomes stronger, the destructive power of the soul bone peachwood sword will naturally increase further. The strongest one is the offensive soul skill attached to the soul bone peachwood sword, which is equivalent to a blow from a tidal Douluo. During the test, Shilong and concubine Li Chan dodged it immediately after seeing it, not daring to take a direct hit. So, Xiaoyi, you now have the strength to fight against the soul emperor. And there is also a trump card that is powerful enough to compete with tidal Douluo head-on. Then in this soul master competition, isn't there anyone who can be your opponent? After Qiang Sunji heard this, he was surprised and happy. He also didn't expect that Gu Ziyi had only broken through to level 40 soul sect, and his combat power had improved so much. This combat power suddenly surpassed that of Bibi Dong. But when he thought again that Gu Ziyi's fighting prowess was obtained from a 100,000-year-old soul beast, Qian Xuanji felt that it was normal again. Teacher, these are all based on the premise that I hold this sword. In the Soul Master competition, no props are allowed, and my sword is not allowed either. Gu Ziyi shook his head, and then revealed that he wanted to hide that the sword was actually a soul bone. As long as he didn't say anything, others would never know that the soul bone mahogany sword in Gu Ziyi's hand was actually a soul bone, and even if it is set out, whether the Soul Master competition recognizes it or not is one thing. After all, Gu Ziyi did not absorb it, but held it in his hand and used it. No matter how you look at it, it can only be regarded as a prop, unless Wuhun Palace intervenes forcefully, but there was no need. Gu Ziyi didn't want others to know that he was holding soul bones. It was too dangerous. Even if you say that someone else stole it and can't use it, others won't believe it. That's true, Xiaoyi, you are right. Since you don't intend to absorb this soul bone, it would be better not to take the initiative to say that it is a soul bone. It's just a pity. If it could be used, you and your senior sister would be sure to win the championship in this competition. After listening to Gu Ziyi's words, Qian Xuanji nodded in agreement. Teacher, don't worry, even if we don't use this sword, my senior sister and I are very sure to win the championship in this Soul Master competition. When Gu Ziyi heard this, he immediately laughed confidently. Oh. Is it because of your fourth soul skill? Seeing Gu Ziyi's confident look, Qian Xuanji quickly guessed it and asked with surprise on his face. Yes, teacher. Gu Ziyi immediately told Qian Xuanji about his fourth soul skill. In this Soul Master competition, the strongest one is Tang Hao's Haotian team. With me and senior sister here, our Wuhundian team is not weak to begin with. It's hard to say who will lose and who will win. The Haotian team should have a greater chance of winning. But now that I have broken through, it's different. Gu Ziyi continued to speak confidently. Okay. Teacher, I believe you can do it, Xiaoyi. Teacher is waiting for you and your senior sister to win the championship. Qian Xuanji immediately laughed with relief when he heard this. He still believed in Gu Ziyi. Since Gu Ziyi dared to say this, he must be very confident. Yes, teacher, don't worry, Gu Ziyi said confidently. Well, teacher believes in you. Qian Xuanji nodded with satisfaction before talking to Gu Ziyi about other things. Xiaoyi, you must have seen what happened in the Soul Master competition when the weapon souls were used as weapons by teammates, right? What do you think about this matter? Chapter 92. The finals begin. You are listening at novelfull.audio. That, teacher. Actually, the reason why Egret does that is because of the trick I gave her. That when Qian Xuanji asked about this matter, Gu Ziyi had a hint of embarrassment on his face, but then he directly told the truth about the matter. What? You are actually the cause of this incident. Qian Xuanji's eyes widened slightly when he heard this. He originally just wanted to ask Gu Ziyi what he thought of the emergence of this kind of thing and whether there was a need to study it. Unexpectedly, it was Gu Ziyi who did it. You were actually responsible for that incident? How did you think of it? He actually let that Egret use his teammate's weapon spirit as a weapon. At the same time, Sword Spirit Xiaodao's voice sounded in Gu Ziyi's heart again. She was so surprised that she couldn't help but exclaim. Although she didn't go to the competition, she heard about the Egret. Yes, teacher, wasn't Egret my classmate and friend before? After I saw her competition, I found that she didn't know how to take advantage of her speed, so I gave her some pointers. Gu Ziyi smiled and then explained. At the same time, Gu Ziyi also squeezed the soul bone mahogany sword in his hand, without saying anything, but conveyed his disdain for the other party's noisy mood, and then put it into the soul guide. Master doesn't want it. Sensing Gu Ziyi's actions, Xiao Tao finally gave in and called out her master's name in embarrassment. Although she was ashamed, she didn't want to enter the dark soul guidance device. Moreover, what Gu Ziyi said was true. She chose to sacrifice Gu Ziyi, and then Gu Ziyi was her master, but the more important thing is that Gu Ziyi practices self-condensing soul rings. This is what changes her most about Gu Ziyi. If Gu Ziyi becomes stronger and can really push the soul masters in the entire Douluo continent to practice self-condensing soul rings, then it would be okay for her to call Gu Ziyi master. As for whether you hate Gu Ziyi, she must still hate Gu Ziyi, hate that Gu Ziyi led people to arrest her, hate that Gu Ziyi made her sacrifice herself, but rather than holding a grudge against Gu Ziyi, she now hopes that Gu Ziyi can become stronger as soon as possible, so that more soul masters can know that self-condensing soul rings can also become stronger, and have more advantages, allowing more soul masters to choose cultivation of self-condensing soul ring. This is so good. Hearing Xiao Tao's name as master, Gu Ziyi felt happy. Thank you for the compliment, master. Xiao Tao will be good in the future. If Xiao Tao had a body at this time, she would definitely have said this through gritted teeth. Gu Ziyi clearly felt the shame and anger in the other person's heart, but it was okay. Gu Ziyi didn't care, as long as the other party obeyed. Huh, what a great pointer. Xiao Yi's casual guidance has brought quite a shock to the Soul Master world. Before this, no one had ever thought that the weapon spirit could be used like this. After Qiang Sunji listened to Gu Ziyi's explanation, he couldn't help but tease Gu Ziyi, but his tone was full of pride. This is my disciple Qian Xuanji. Actually, you don't need to pay too much attention to this kind of thing, because no soul master is willing to give his martial soul to others. Egret's teammates are willing, and it's just for the competition. This situation may occur in the future, but in some special circumstances, such as when the soul master who wields the martial soul is injured and loses his combat effectiveness, it is better to give the martial soul to others. But this method is only more useful for pure speed soul masters like the sensitive clan. Other soul masters will be better off using their own soul skills. Gu Ziyi casually expressed his opinion, indicating that he didn't need to pay too much attention. Everyone was just curious and paid attention at first. This model actually works, but it is unrealistic. For example, when a soul master with a martial soul adds a soul ring to himself, he does not pursue powerful soul skills. Instead, he focuses on evolving his own martial soul and constantly adds sharpness to his martial soul. Hardness, armor breaking, etc. strengthen the attributes of the spirit itself. Then the destructive power of the weapon soul evolved by a soul emperor is quite extraordinary. At this time, because this soul emperor absorbs soul rings mainly based on the evolutionary weapon soul itself, his own combat effectiveness may not be very strong, but the weapon soul in his hand will be very strong. If this weapon soul appears in the hands of a pure speed soul master like the Min clan, the combat effectiveness will be very terrifying. If the two soul emperors cooperate, they might be able to easily kill the soul saint instantly, just like Bai He, the leader of the Min clan. He is only a soul saint now, and his speed is rumored to be no weaker than any title Douluo. If he is given a weapon that is also specially evolved from a soul saint or a soul Douluo, if so, he could even kill a title Douluo. After Bai He broke through the soul Douluo, Gu Ziyi knew that the opponent's speed would surpass the entire Douluo continent and become the fastest, and he could cross the entire Douluo continent in 3 days. At that time, if Bai He had obtained a powerful weapon, his strength would be unimaginably terrifying. Of course, the powerful weapons needed here cannot be forged by blacksmiths. It is only possible if the spirit masters of the weapon spirit hall specially evolve them, or give the egret an artifact. But artifacts are even more difficult. However, this only allows Bai He to perfectly transform his extreme speed into combat power. It is impossible to say that he is invincible. Some special soul skills, domains, etc., sometimes cannot be broken by speed and powerful weapons alone. Yes, the teacher thinks so too. There is really no need to pay too much attention. Instead of doing these, it is more practical to research the things you gave to the research department before. Qiang Sunji nodded approvingly. Finally, Qiang Sunji asked Gu Ziyi again if he was really confident about the champion of this Soul Master competition. Gu Ziyi naturally answered that he was confident. After a few days, Gu Ziyi knew why Qiang Sunji asked so. It turned out that Qiang Sunji applied to the two empires to hold the finals of this Soul Master competition in the Wuhun Hall. For this reason, Qiang Sunji took out 2 soul bones as the champion reward of the competition. The two empires naturally did not refuse after learning about it. If they wanted to refuse, they had to consider the wishes of those teams. Those teams must have thought of the Wuhun Hall for the finals for the 2 soul bones. Just after the final of the Soul Master competition was confirmed to be held in the Spirit Hall, the promotion competition of the two empires also ended. Finally, the 30 teams selected by the two empires plus 2 seed teams, a total of 32 teams, all came to the Spirit City. 1 week later, all teams arrived under the escort of the armies of the two empires. The last round of this Soul Master competition also began. Finally, Yu Xiaogang looked at the gate of the Spirit City and sighed. He also came to watch the final. I wonder if I can see that Gu Ziyi, that while looking forward to the final, Yu Xiaogang was also looking forward to seeing Gu Ziyi. He really wanted to know how the Pope's disciple who was as talented as him was doing now. Chapter 93. Could it be that my aunt and I are destined? You are listening at NovelsDouluo. For this finals, Wuhun City specially opened up a special venue. This site is located in the center of Wuhun City. The diameter of the huge arena is also 100 meters. Completely renovated from granite, this huge competition stage is also reinforced with a large number of soul guides. To prevent damage, this site is strong enough to withstand any attacks from soul masters below the Soul Emperor without being damaged. On the day when the final started, all the teams came to the arena early in the morning. All participating teams will be unveiled one by one before the draw is made. A total of 30 teams from the two empires who competed in the first 2 rounds of qualifiers and promotion rounds were the first to appear. The next person to appear is the Tiando Empire Seed Team, which is the Tiando Royal Team. Welcome them. Under the introduction of the host, the Tiando Royal Team walked out of the gate one by one and appeared in front of everyone. The captain of the Tiando Royal Team is Dugu Ziyi, a level 49 Soul Sect, a martial Soul Jade-scaled Snake King, and a Control-type Battle Soul Master. Next is the Deputy Captain Ning, a level 47 Soul Master, a martial Soul Freezing Bird, and an Attack-type Battle Soul Master. That while the Tiando Royal Team appeared, the host was also introducing the team members. Their makeup photos and some basic information were also displayed on the huge screens on both sides. I forgot whether the original work existed, but the anime has spotlight screens and stuff. This kind of treatment is not available to the previous teams, because those teams have already shown it when the two empires held the qualifiers, and other teams have already known their information. Releasing the basic information of the 3 seed teams is also to let other teams know and show fairness. Because the basic information of other teams is public, it is already a bit unfair for the 3 seeded teams to directly enter the finals without competition, so the basic information of the 3 seeded teams is released for other teams to see. Ning Shuangjiang, Ning Fengji's cousin, could she be Ning Rongrong's mother? Gu Ziyi and the others who had not yet entered the venue could see the screen outside the gate, so Gu Ziyi also saw the information about the members of the Tiando Royal Team at this time. He knew the information about the members of the Tiando Royal Team, but it was the first time he saw what they looked like, and they were Assault-type Battle Spirit Masters. Only then did Gu Ziyi suspect that the other party was Ning Rongrong's mother. As for why Ning Fengji's cousin's surname is Ning, it's because disciples of the Qibao glazed sect don't marry outsiders. This is actually the case for many sect families. If there is a marriage or something, it depends on which side the children's martial arts souls inherit. The martial souls that awaken belong to that party. Make sure your martial soul doesn't leak out. Soon, the host finished introducing the members of the Tiando Royal Team. Next up was the Star Luo Empire Team. Among the Star Luo Empire Team that appeared this time, there was also a man and a woman from the royal family, the Dai family and the Zhu family. The one from the royal family was a woman named Dai Nisha, a level 48 Soul Sect. She is the younger sister of the current crown prince of the Star Luo Empire, which is also Dai Mubai's aunt. Why are there so many aunts? Gu Ziyi muttered in his heart. Tang Yuehua is Tang San's aunt, and Bai Lu is Bai Qinxiang's aunt. Ning Shuangjiang of the Tiando Royal Team is Ning Fengji's cousin. If she is not Ning Rongrong's mother, then she is Ning Rongrong's aunt, and now this Dai Nessa is Aunt Dai Mubai. Could it be that my aunt and I are destined? Shaking his head, Gu Ziyi stopped thinking because his Wuhundian team would appear next. The last team next is the Wuhundian Academy team from Wuhundian. Let's invite the Wuhundian team to enter. Amid the shouts of the host, members of the Wuhundian team entered the field one by one. At this time, all the teams that had already entered the field looked at the entrance curiously. They all wanted to know how good the Spirit Hall team was this time. Will that woman and the brat be in this team? Tang Hao, who was in the Haotian team, was staring at the entrance. He wanted to know if Bibi Dong and Gu Ziyi, who had humiliated him in Emperor Tiando before, were in the team. he had an intuition that the two of them should be there. At least Bibi Dong is definitely here, with the cultivation of a soul king. If he still doesn't dare to participate in this soul master competition, then Tang Hao can only say so. It's best if you are all here so that I can avenge my shame. Tang Hao clenched his fists and stared at the entrance. He hoped that Gu Ziyi was also in the Wuhundian team, so that he could beat Gu Ziyi as well. Okay, these two people are indeed here. But when Tang Hao saw the members of the Wuhundian team filing in, Tang Hao immediately waved his fist and was secretly excited. He saw Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong. Has he also joined the team? Tang Yuehua also stared at Gu Ziyi closely with her beautiful eyes. She did not expect that Gu Ziyi would actually be in the Wuhun Palace team, so what would she do if they faced each other? Tang Yuehua suddenly became a little confused. Others naturally saw it, but they were looking at the Wuhundian team as a whole. From the members of the Wuhundian team, they felt a strong aura, but they did not know their specific information. Now they are waiting for the host to announce their information. The first person to appear is Lai Kuan, captain of the Wuhun Palace team, a level 48 soul sect. The host did not keep them waiting for long. First, he introduced the basic information of Lai Kuan, the captain of Wuhundian team, and also displayed it on the screens on both sides. Next are the team members. Immediately afterwards, the host introduced other members of the Wuhundian team. Each time he introduced a member, the screen on both sides displayed the other party's makeup photos and basic information. There were 10 members of the Wuhundian team, plus substitute members. The host quickly introduced information about the other 8 people except Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong. Among them, Captain Lai Kuan is the strongest, level 48, the other members are not low either, they are all around level 45, and at least level 43. It seems that this year's Wuhundian team is not very good either. The captain is only level 48. He is the same as the Star Luo Empire team and is not as good as the Tiando Royal team, let alone the Haotian team. It seems that this year's champion must be Team Haotian. It seems like this. Actually, the configuration of the Wuhundian team is already very strong, but Tang Hao, the captain of the Haotian team, is too strong. Yes, Tang Hao is now a level 54 Soul King. Looking at the introduction of the Wuhundian team, the members of the other teams were all muttering to themselves. The same goes for those accompanying the teams outside the venue. Is it her? That Yu Xiaogang was staring closely at Bibi Dong's figure at this time. He didn't see Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong last time, but he knew that his idol suffered a loss from a girl's Soul King, so he was sure that woman would also appear in this Soul Master competition. Now among all the contestants, only Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong were left. Naturally, he focused his speculation on Bibi Dong. The age is right, but I don't know if it is. Next, I will introduce to you the disciples of our martial spirit Hall Pope. Gu Ziyi. But before Yu Xiaogang could wait for the host to introduce Bibi Dong's information, he heard a name that made him stunned come out of the host's mouth. Chapter 94, Level 40. Yu Xiaogang completely broke the defense. You are listening at NovelsDouluo. Gu Ziyi. How is this possible? That person is actually Gu Ziyi. How could he join the Wuhundian team? This is impossible. His current soul power level may not be as high as mine. Impossible, absolutely impossible, I must have heard wrong. After hearing Gu Ziyi's name, Yu Xiaogang was stunned, not believing what he heard, because in his heart, he was the soul master who became the first level 1 innate soul power to break the shackles of level 30. Level 40 soul sect, martial soul talisman, auxiliary soul master. However, no matter how unbelievable Yu Xiaogang was, the host then introduced Gu Ziyi's basic information. Swish. At the same time, Gu Ziyi's makeup photos and basic information were also displayed on the large screens on both sides. This time it was completely certain. Level 40 soul sect. No. This is not true, I don't believe it. Yu Xiaogang, who was already somewhat wary of Gu Ziyi joining the Wuhundian team, completely lost his guard the moment he saw Gu Ziyi's basic information coming out. Yu Xiaogang even exclaimed on the spot. Fortunately, although Yu Xiaogang's reaction was a little fierce at this time, no one paid much attention to it, because everyone, like Yu Xiaogang, was shocked when they saw Gu Ziyi's basic information. Level 40 Soul Sect. Don't the disciples of the Pope only have innate level 1 soul power? Yes, I remember it correctly. What a good guy, I actually broke through to level 40 Soul Sect with my level 1 innate soul power. Not only has it broken the possibility of level 1 innate soul power not being able to break through to level 30, but it has also broken through to level 40 Soul Sect. Awesome, I don't know how he did it. No one has ever done this before. The Pope's disciples have broken the record. Everyone was shocked and talking, and they were all amazed that Gu Ziyi had broken the record of being unable to break through the level 30 innate soul power level 1 qualification. Moreover, Gu Ziyi not only broke the record, but also directly broke through to level 40 Soul Sect. Since he can break through the level 40 Soul Sect, it proves that Gu Ziyi can continue to practice in the future. No one knows where Gu Ziyi's future will be, but it is obvious that Gu Ziyi's future achievements will be written by Gu Ziyi, so the record of the level that a level 1 innate soul power can be cultivated to will be written by Gu Ziyi. Level 40, that guy actually broke through level 40. How can this be? After Tang Hao learned about Gu Ziyi's level at this time, he couldn't believe it, because Bailu kept his promise and did not tell Gu Ziyi's level. Tang Hao didn't know Gu Ziyi's soul power level until now. As for the last time Gu Ziyi assisted Bibi Dong, Tang Hao paid attention to Gu Ziyi at all, and he vaguely remembered that Gu Ziyi didn't seem to show his martial soul and soul ring. So when he learned about Gu Ziyi's soul power level for the first time, he was in disbelief. The last member of the Wuhun Palace team, like His Highness Gu Ziyi, is also a disciple of our Pope, and is also the saint of our Wuhun Palace. That while everyone was still surprised by Gu Ziyi's soul power level, the host announced the information about the last member of the Wuhundian team. As soon as the words came out, everyone who was originally surprised was shocked, and then they all looked at the last girl in the Wuhundian team. Is the saint also participating in this competition? Bibi Dong is only 15 years old, right? What about the saint's cultivation? Why didn't the host say what the saint's level is? Everyone looked at Bibi Dong's figure in surprise, and then complained that the host did not also tell Bibi Dong's soul power level. Swish. However, the host did not say anything, but the basic information about Bibi Dong was quickly given on the big screens on both sides. What? Level 52 Soul King. I am not wrong, right? How can this be? Isn't she only 15 years old? 15-year-old Soul King. Are you sure this isn't a joke? The moment they saw Bibi Dong's basic information, the entire audience was stunned. After they saw that Bibi Dong was also in the Wuhun Palace team, they imagined that Bibi Dong's level might not be low, but they never imagined that Bibi Dong's soul power level was not low. This is simply too high. Bibi Dong's soul power level was so high that it made them doubt their life. How did he reach such a high level at the age of 15? A so-called genius soul master who can break through the Soul King at the age of 20 is already a genius among geniuses. What does Bibi Dong mean by being 15 years old? Level 52 Soul King. It's actually Bibi Dong. At this time, Yu Xiaogang also adjusted from learning that Gu Ziyi had broken defense at level 40, and after learning that the last member of the Wuhundian team was Bibi Dong, he immediately focused on the opponent and forced don't think about Gu Ziyi's affairs for now. She had some guesses about Bibi Dong's identity before. After all, at such a young age and still possessing the cultivation of a Soul King, the only person he could think of was Bibi Dong, the disciple of the Pope, because the opponent was born with full soul power and twin martial souls. If the opponent cultivates two martial arts at the same time, he can achieve such a fast effect. The first owner of twin martial souls on Douluo continent, he was practicing two martial souls at the same time and made rapid progress. If you are really cultivating two martial arts at the same time, I can only say that it is too stupid. The best way to cultivate twin martial souls is to cultivate one of them first, and then practice the other martial soul after reaching the title Douluo. That is the most correct way to cultivate twin martial souls. And before you find a way to solve the disadvantages of twin martial souls, if you practice two martial souls at the same time, won't you be afraid of exploding and dying like that person before? After being surprised, Yu Xiaogang expressed his contempt for Bibi Dong's behavior that he might have been cultivating two martial arts at the same time. It's really unwise. Of course, contempt turned into contempt. When he thought that the other person was only 1 year older than him, but now had such a high soul power level, Yu Xiaogang still felt sour in his heart. How great it would be to give him such a talent. If it was him, he would definitely not be so mindless in cultivating 2 martial arts at the same time. He would definitely plan it carefully. Yu Xiaogang fell into fantasy in his heart, and he also wanted to divert his attention from Gu Ziyi. It's just that Yu Xiaogang found that he couldn't do it, no matter how much he didn't want to think about it. Gu Ziyi's soul power level kept popping up in his mind. Gu Ziyi broke the precedent of innate soul power level 1 being unable to break through level 30. Ha, ha. This is actually a good thing. Yes, this is actually a good thing. At least it proves that level 1 innate soul power can break through level 30. Not only can it break through level 30, but it can also break through level 40. If he can do it, then I can do it too. After he couldn't help but think about it, Yu Xiaogang quickly adjusted and started to think on the bright side after being hit by Gu Ziyi. That's right, if he can do it, I can definitely do it too. After thinking about it, Yu Xiaogang felt that he should not be jealous of Gu Ziyi, but should be grateful to him. Because Gu Ziyi gave him confidence. Needless to say, after thinking about it like this, Yu Xiaogang quickly cheered up, his eyes were shining, and he was full of expectations for the future. Chapter 95 Hitting Tang Hao's Pain Points Directly. You are listening at NovelsDouluo. No matter what Yu Xiaogang's mood is, at this time, Bibi Dong felt very happy on the court. Bibi Dong felt very happy when she felt the exclamations from the audience because of her. Humph, it's finally my turn, right? After all the teams appeared, the host quickly asked the 30 teams except the seeded teams to draw lots. Then the first round of the finals will be held today, with the 3 seeded teams receiving direct buys and entering the top 18 directly. The remaining 30 teams will be paired up for a team battle. The winner will advance to the second round, and the loser will be eliminated directly. In the finals, there are no points or no points, the loser is directly eliminated, which is much more cruel than the qualifiers. Because of this, the competition in the finals is often more intense, and almost all teams will have no reservations, because it doesn't matter if you lose 1 or 2 games in the previous games. As long as you have enough points to advance, it doesn't matter in the finals. The results of the draw came out quickly. 30 teams will have a total of 15 games today. The Haotian team won without any surprise, and the first round of the finals also ended on the same day. 15 games, almost a whole day. Before exiting, all teams will have to conduct the second round of games and pairing draws in advance. The Haotian team and the top-ranked team from the Star Luo Empire had a bye. This is also the significance of the promotion rankings. The top 2 teams of the 2 empires can get a bye in the second round and directly enter the third round. Except for the 2 teams with byes, the other 13 teams plus 3 seed teams will draw lots for the second round. The drawing ended soon, and the Wuhundian team won. The Kamikaze team, Star Luo Empire team and Tiando Royal team also drew other teams respectively. The 3 seed teams were staggered and did not meet in advance. After the draw results came out, all the teams left. Tomorrow all teams will have a day of training before the second round of the finals begins. The day after tomorrow, there is 1 day between each round for each team to practice. In the finals, there are 3 days of training time. Gu Ziyi, Bibi Dong. I will definitely repay the humiliation you brought to me while I was weak in the ring. Before leaving the competition venue, Tang Hao once again blocked Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong, blocking them in front of the Wuhundian team and saying harsh words to Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong. Humph, it's not just your Haotian team that has a soul king, I do too. Since I can defeat you once, I can defeat you a second time and my subordinates will be defeated. Ever since she met Tang Hao last time, Bibi Dong had been very dissatisfied with Tang Hao, so after seeing Tang Hao intercept and say harsh words, Bibi Dong also responded unceremoniously. My defeated general will always be with you. Gu Ziyi was also a ruthless person who didn't talk much and hit Tang Hao's pain points directly. In the past, Gu Ziyi was quite afraid of Tang Hao, but now he is not afraid anymore. Now that he didn't need help from others, Gu Ziyi dared to force Tang Hao on his own. Gu Ziyi, who has a peachwood sword with 100,000-year soul bone in his hand, is completely worthy of Tang Hao. Damn it. That's because I'm out of shape. I consumed too much soul power in the previous competition. That when Tang Hao heard what Bibi Dong and Gu Ziyi said, his face suddenly turned red and he almost couldn't help but take action. These two bastards. That doesn't change the fact that you are our defeated general. Bibi Dong raised her face and said proudly. Yu Tang Hao was so angry that he was said to be defeated by the opponent again and again. He didn't know when the clear sky hammer had been summoned in his hand. Domain Noble Circle. Buzz, when Tang Hao was about to run away, a cold and elegant female voice sounded, and then a field of power instantly enveloped Tang Hao. All of a sudden, Tang Hao, who was about to go berserk, quickly calmed down. It was Tang Yuehua who came over with other members of the Haotian team. After seeing Tang Hao's appearance, Tang Yuehua directly used her innate domain to comfort Tang Hao. Second brother, do you want to be excluded from the competition? After Tang Yuehua walked up, she said coldly to Tang Hao, if you do something in private before the game, you will be disqualified from the competition if it is serious. Little sister. Under Tang Yuehua's domain, Tang Hao also calmed down, but he still couldn't help but feel angry. Sorry, it was my second brother who was too impulsive just now, but my second brother didn't mean any harm. Tang Yuehua crossed Tang Hao, came to Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong, and took the initiative to apologize for Tang Hao. It's okay, we're not afraid of him. Hee, right, junior brother. Bibi Dong looked at the beautiful and elegant Tang Yuehua, standing next to Gu Ziyi, looking very intimate. When Tang Yuehua saw this scene and looked at the combination of Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong, a handsome boy and a beautiful girl, his heart suddenly felt sour. See you on the field. Gu Ziyi didn't say anything more, just said a simple sentence, passed Tang Hao and the others and left directly. Junior brother, wait for me. Bibi Dong quickly chased after her, walking closely with Gu Ziyi next to her. Seeing this, the rest of the Wuhundian team quickly followed. Cousin, do you think he is with that saint? In the evening, Tang Yuehua played in Wuhun City with Egret who came to watch the game. Tang Yuehua couldn't help but talk to Egret about Gu Ziyi. Cousin, since it is no longer possible for you and him, then stop paying attention to his affairs. I don't know if he is with the saint of Wuhun Palace, but even if he is, it's normal, right? When Bailu heard her cousin's words, she paused slightly, and then started to persuade Tang Yuehua. While persuading his cousin, Bailu couldn't help but think of the kiss he had that day. Egret told herself many times that she was just thanking the other person for the kiss that day, but she still recalled that kiss many times. After all, it was the first time in so many years that she had such close contact with a boy. She also often imagined that it would be better if Gu Ziyi had not joined Wuhun Palace. It's impossible for his cousin to be with him. He doesn't have so many problems. As long as she likes her and her father appreciates Gu Ziyi so much, there will definitely be no problems between her and Gu Ziyi, but the regret is that it was too late when Bailu discovered that he might like Gu Ziyi. Otherwise, she would have taken action before her cousin. Tang Yuehua sighed sadly when she heard this. She knew her cousin was right, but she just couldn't help it. After a day's rest, the second round of the finals began soon. There are a total of 8 games today, and Wuhundian team and Kamikaze team are the first pair to appear. This game is also the most watched today. Everyone wants to see how strong the Wuhundian team is, regardless of the other members. With Bibi Dong here, the Wuhundian team suddenly became the favorite team to win this session. Both teams released their martial spirits. Game start. Chapter 96 Yu Xiaogang vomits blood. You are listening at NovelDouluo. As the host finished speaking, the members of Wuhundian team and Kamikaze team summoned their respective Wuhuns. Buzz. Gu Ziyi was no exception, and the Wuhuan talisman was summoned by him, talismans exuding various mysterious charms, with runes flashing from time to time, appeared in everyone's eyes. Everyone was a little surprised when they saw the talisman summoned by Gu Ziyi. Is this really a low-level martial spirit? It doesn't look simple at all. This doesn't look like a low-quality martial spirit. Yeah, if I hadn't known it beforehand, would have thought it was a top-level martial spirit. Everyone was a little surprised. Buzz. Yellow, 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 purple. And with the appearance of 4 soul rings hovering under Gu Ziyi's feet, everyone was even more surprised. Huh? Why is this kind of soul ring configuration? Yellow, yellow, yellow and purple. As a disciple of the Pope, the third soul ring is actually just a yellow soul ring. Yes, he is a disciple of the Pope. No matter how suitable that soul ring is, it is only a century-old soul ring. As a result, his soul ring is not optimally configured. No, are you focusing on the wrong thing? Have you forgotten that his first soul ring turned out to be only a 10-year quality white soul ring? Ah. Yes, isn't his first soul ring a white soul ring? It's a white soul ring. I also remember it was a white soul ring. Why has it turned into a yellow soul ring now? After everyone's martial spirits and soul rings were revealed, the most eye-catching ones were those on Gu Ziyi, because everyone else on the field, including Bibi Dong, all have optimal soul ring configurations, and everyone else is yellow, purple, and purple. Bibi Dong is also yellow, purple and purple, but there is an extra black soul ring. But that's because Bibi Dong is the soul king, and they have known that for a long time. Therefore, among so many soul masters, Gu Ziyi's 4 yellow, and purple soul rings seem quite unique. In addition, someone recalled that Gu Ziyi's first soul ring should have been a white soul ring, but now it turned into a yellow soul ring, and everyone's eyes were fixed on Gu Ziyi. How can it be? His first soul ring is obviously a white soul ring. Yu Xiaogang was also surprised when he saw Gu Ziyi's soul ring configuration. He was 100% sure that Gu Ziyi's first soul ring was originally a white soul ring, which was worse than him. He had secretly compared Gu Ziyi's first soul ring with his own many times before to prove that he was better, but what happens now? Why did the opponent's first soul ring turn yellow? The soul ring evolved. Could it be that the Pope found a legendary treasure for him? Yu Xiaogang quickly came up with a guess, but this guess made his face instantly look even uglier. If it was really those legendary treasures of heaven and earth, then he would really go crazy with jealousy. Because of his qualifications, he took a look at various materials collected in the sect, just to find out if there was any way to improve his qualifications. Therefore, Yu Xiaogang also knew that there had been treasures of heaven and earth that could change the soul master's martial soul or soul ring on Douluo continent. It's just that this kind of natural treasure really exists in legends. His father helped him search for it for a long time, but there was no news at all. The most important thing is that no one knows what those legendary treasures of heaven, materials and earth actually refer to. Later, Yu Xiaogang also gave up, knowing that the legendary treasures of heaven, materials, and earth are really hard to come by, and if you look for them specifically, you will basically never find them in your lifetime. In later generations, he, Flanders, and Lu Erlong formed the Golden Triangle on various adventures and relics. They also had the idea of looking for this kind of natural treasure, but it was a pity that they did not find it. Maybe you have encountered it, but you can't see it. If he really got the legendary treasure that caused his soul ring to evolve, did his martial soul also evolve because of it? No wonder it doesn't look like low quality. So his qualifications are no longer what they were before. Then if he can break through level 30, he will no longer have the original shackles. What about me? Can I really break through level 30? That the more Yu Xiaogang thought about it, the uglier his face became. This was the reason why he guessed that Gu Ziyi's soul ring had evolved to the truth and why his face was so ugly. Originally, in his opinion, if Gu Ziyi could break the shackles, then he could too. Gu Ziyi's precedent gave him great confidence. However, now he is told that Gu Ziyi evolved his martial soul and soul ring because he obtained the legendary treasures of heaven and earth, so how can he compare with Gu Ziyi? Where would he go to find the legendary treasures of heaven and earth? That is simply something that can be encountered but cannot be sought. Unless you are really lucky, don't even think about it. The intense jealousy made Yu Xiaogang change beyond recognition and look ferocious. Why? How come Gu Ziyi, who has level 1 innate soul power like him, could be accepted as a disciple by the Pope, and now he may have obtained the legendary treasures of heaven and earth? He is obviously the more noble person. He is the son of the leader of the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon sect of the upper 3 sections. Gu Ziyi is just a commoner. Poof! The strong unwillingness and jealousy made Yu Xiaogang couldn't help but turn red, and spit out a mouthful of blood. Little brother, are you okay? The audience next to Yu Xiaogang were all shocked by Yu Xiaogang's appearance. Ahem, I'm fine. Just a little cough, Yu Xiaogang quickly covered his mouth and waved his hands to indicate that he was fine. After spitting out a mouthful of blood, the depression in his heart was relieved a lot and he no longer felt so uncomfortable. After a while, Yu Xiao just recovered, took out a handkerchief and wiped the blood from the corners of her mouth and hands, and then started watching the game again. It's okay, I don't have to be jealous. Since he broke through because of the heavenly materials and earthly treasures, that's even better. Then what he relied on to break through the shackles of level 30 was not his true ability. I'm different. I can definitely break the shackles with my own abilities. At that time, the world will know that I am the first person to break the shackles and create miracles. Although Yu Xiaogang set his sights on the competition arena, his mind was not on it at all. The first soul skill, Pure Heart Talisman. The third soul skill, Golden Light Talisman. At this time in the competition arena, after Gu Ziyi applied auxiliary soul skills to the entire team, he stood quietly in the back row, watching his teammates fight with the opponent. There was no need for Gu Ziyi to take action, and no one could come and attack Gu Ziyi. Soon, the Wuhundian team, under the strong leadership of Bibi, won the game. The team that won the game is the Wuhundian team. The host quickly announced the victory of the Wuhundian team. The second soul skill, Purification Talisman. After the Wuhundian team won the victory, Gu Ziyi exceeded everyone's expectations and displayed his second soul skill at this time. At first everyone was very confused, but after Gu Ziyi's Purification Talisman took effect on his teammates, the audience's eyes widened again. Chapter 97. Are there any requirements for marrying Gu Ziyi? You are listening at NovelsDouluo. I saw everyone who was somewhat dirty after a battle. After Gu Ziyi's body purification talisman took effect, the dust and blood on their bodies suddenly disappeared. Not only that, but the clothes on my body are also as neat as new. Suddenly, the entire Wuhundian team seemed as if they had never fought before. Everyone was clean and looked extremely neat. Wow! What kind of soul skill is this? What kind of soul skill is this? I want this soul skill too. Everyone was surprised, that is, they just found it novel, but the female audience present was different. Their eyes were shining, and they showed unprecedented enthusiasm for the soul skill displayed by Gu Ziyi. This soul skill is a magical skill in their eyes. How can a girl not like to be clean and tidy? It's just that many girls are too lazy. It would be great if they had Gu Ziyi's soul skill. If you can't have this soul skill, then it's not bad to have Gu Ziyi. Gu Ziyi is so handsome. Yes, it would be great if I could marry him. What are the requirements for marrying Gu Ziyi? The latter sentence is not that they are shameless, but that Gu Ziyi is indeed good-looking, and he is also a disciple of the Pope. There are many female soul masters who have this kind of idea. After discovering that Gu Ziyi possessed this soul skill, his thoughts became even stronger. Of course, they also knew that they could only think about it. They knew that it was not that easy to be favored by Gu Ziyi. If the flashy soul skill only has this effect, it would be really ridiculous. A soul skill is wasted in vain. Brother, do you think so? Tang Hao in the audience curled his lips in disdain when he saw Gu Ziyi's soul skills. Well, if that's all it is, then his second soul skill is indeed wasted. Tang Hao nodded when he heard this. This time he also came as an audience. He came to see his younger brother win the championship. But this kid is not that stupid. If it only had this effect, he wouldn't use it at this time. He is probably using it now to confuse others and make them dismissive of his second soul skill. Maybe his second soul skill has other special effects. Tang Hao changed the topic and quickly reminded Tang Hao. Humph, you insidious guy, this is quite similar to what he can do. Tang Hao snorted immediately when he heard this, and then continued to say contemptuously, but what if he has other abilities? It's just a second soul ring soul skill. That's true. Tang Hao also nodded in agreement upon hearing this. Looking at Gu Ziyi walking down the ring, Tang Hao looked calm, but he still felt a little regretful in his heart. Back then, he should have been more ruthless and killed her after taking her away. Now that Gu Ziyi has become the disciple of the Pope of Wuhun Palace and is still performing so well, he is afraid that Tang Yuehua will think too much about it. If Gu Ziyi was just a soul master who couldn't stand up to the stage. And there was no need for him to do anything. Tang Yuehua himself would forget about Gu Ziyi, but not now. Tang Yuehua would inevitably think and regret, and even blame him for breaking them up in the first place. That's why Tang Xiao regretted not killing the other party directly. After the Wuhundian team's game ended, the second game of the second round began soon. 16 teams, a total of 8 battles, which was nearly half less than the first round, but the time spent was not much different. Because the remaining teams are relatively strong, the battle will take longer. After all the games were over, 2 of the top-ranked teams in the promotion round had a bye, and the remaining 8 teams, including the Haotian team, were drawn after the game. The results of the lottery came out quickly. The Wuhundian team was drawn into the Tiando Royal team, and the 3 seed teams finally had a chance to compete. The Star Luo Empire team, however, avoided the Haotian team, which was the favorite to win the championship. After the draw, all teams dispersed. After a day of rest tomorrow, the third round will be played the day after tomorrow. Haotian sect. Bai He, how is the situation? Did the Pope's disciple also participate in this Soul Master competition? Are there any other teams that threaten Hao and the others? Tang Wei, the leader of Haotian sect, asked Bai He. Yes, brother-in-law. The twin martial soul owner named Bibi Dong did participate in this Soul Master competition. As for other teams, they basically pose no threat to Hao. Bai He heard his brother-in-law's question and quickly spoke. He just sent the information. Sure enough, that guy the Pope really asked his disciples to participate in this Soul Master competition. But yes, you have already reached the level of Soul King at a young age, so there is no reason why you should not dare to participate in this Soul Master competition. Tang Wei wasn't too surprised when he heard this. After all, if he had such a talented disciple, he would also let him participate in the Soul Master competition. Brother-in-law, besides Bibi Dong, another disciple of the Pope has also participated in this Soul Master competition. Bai He looked at Tang Wei, and then told another piece of news. When he learned the news, Bai He himself was very surprised. He also didn't expect that Gu Ziyi, who was disliked by the Haotian sect because of Tang Yuehua, would now have the cultivation of the Soul sect. Even better than his daughter Bailu. Is it the one named Gu Ziyi? Tang Wei asked in disbelief upon hearing this. Yes, brother-in-law, he is now a soul sect with a soul power level of 40. Bai He nodded, and then told Tang Wei about Gu Ziyi's situation. Sure enough, there was a reason why he was favored by the Pope in the first place. There must be a secret hidden in him. It's a pity that he chose Wuhun Palace. Back then. Tang Wei snorted. Although he was a little surprised, it was within his expectation, because he didn't believe that a soul master with mediocre qualifications would really be accepted as a disciple by the Pope. He also regretted not dealing with Gu Ziyi directly. Now if the daughter hasn't let go of each other yet, it might really become a trouble. It seems that it is time to choose a talented person for my daughter. Tang Yuehua's auxiliary martial spirit, which is even better than the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda, must be guaranteed to be passed down in the Haotian sect. In the blink of an eye, my children have all grown up. Xiao is 38 now, but she hasn't married yet. It was me who delayed him. That when he thought of Tang Yuehua, he also thought of Tang Xiao. His heart suddenly moved slightly, and then he sighed and said to Bai He. Yes, Xiao is already 38. Xiao has shouldered a lot of burdens for her brother-in-law over the years. Bai He also sighed a little. White Crane, Lulu are already 19 this year, right? Tang Wei changed the topic and without any trace, told Bai He about Bai Heron's age. Bai He was shocked when he heard this, then looked at his brother-in-law and said, Brother-in-law, if Xiao is willing, I can make the decision to marry Lulu to Xiao. If Lulu can marry Xiao, it will be her blessing. It doesn't have to be like this. You still have to ask Lulu for his opinion on this kind of thing. Tang Wei smiled slightly. Yes, brother-in-law, but I believe Lulu will definitely be willing. Chapter 98 Dugu Bo was shocked, Juhuaguan actually. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 98 Dugu Bo was shocked, Juhuapas actually. After a day's rest, the third round of the finals also started soon. The Wuhundian team was the first to appear in the last round, but this round they were the last to appear. It is also the most anticipated one. After all, it is a collision between two seed teams, the battle between Wuhundian team and Tiando Royal team. No matter what the result is, one seeded team will be eliminated and will stop in the top 10. The first game of the third round was won by the Haotian team. The second game of the third round was won by the Star Luo Empire team. The third game of the third round was won by the Thunder team. In the first 3 games, after a fierce battle, the winner was decided. The Haotian team entered the next round as expected. Next, let's invite the teams from both sides of our last match today. We'll invite the Wuhundian team and the Tiando Royal team. Finally, the most anticipated showdown came. Members of the Wuhundian team and the Tiando Royal team entered the ring one after another. Bibi Dong, Gu Ziyi. Our Tiando Royal team will not be easily defeated by you. We still don't know who will win. As soon as the Tiando Royal team came up, Dugu Xian said to Gu Ziyi and Bibi Dong with a tough look on his face. He knew that Bibi East Soul King was very strong, but they would not give in easily. Moreover, the opponent only has one Soul King. It's not like there has never been a team with a Soul King defeated by another team without a Soul King before. That's right, the one who wins today must be our Tiando Royal team. Ning Shuang descended next to Dugu Xian and followed the captain's words after hearing them. She is not someone who gives up easily. Okay, that's what makes it fun. If you are timid before fighting, it will be meaningless. After Bibi Dong heard the shouts of the two people, not only was she not impatient, but she smiled brightly. She likes strong opponents. Snort. Damn it, wait and see if you can still laugh. When Ning Shuangjiang saw Bibi Dong's appearance, she was immediately angry and her chest heaved. This made Gu Ziyi couldn't help but take a few more glances. This woman who looked very similar to Ning Rongrong had 2 bears at home that were much bigger than Ning Rongrong. This girl Shuangjiang is still so unwilling to admit defeat. But this girl is obviously going to fall into trouble this time. Except for Bibi Dong, the other members of the Wuhundian team are very strong. Ning Fengji in the audience couldn't help but shook his head and smiled when he saw this scene. He also knows his cousin. Well, the members of the Wuhundian team are very calm when fighting. No one made a single mistake during the whole battle. It's quite scary. Douluo nodded and said. This should be related to the assistance of another disciple of the Pope, otherwise at their age, it is impossible for them to make no mistakes in the battle. Douluo also recognized the strength of the Wuhundian team, and at the same time he also saw that Gu Ziyi's assistance played an important role. Xianer. On the other side, in a corner of the auditorium, Dugu Bo stood there alone, frowning at Dugu Xian on the field. He was a little worried that if he failed in the next game, it would hurt his son. Yo! Old Poison, you really came to watch your son compete. At this moment, a familiar voice suddenly sounded in Dugu Bo's ears. Chrysanthemum Pass. Hearing this familiar voice, Dugu Bo's eyes flashed coldly, and then he told the other person's origins. Dugu Bo turned around and saw Yuguan. Old poisonous creature, you're fine. I wonder if you, an old poisoner, still have the guts to challenge me this time. Yuguan wasn't angry when he heard what Dugu Bo called him. He just cast a flirtatious look and started provoking Dugu Bo. The grudge between the two of them has been going on for a long time. Every time they meet, the two of them can't help but compete, but the two of them have never made a fatal move. If the other party suffers a loss and escapes, the other party will not pursue it. They are said to be enemies, but they are not the kind of sworn enemies who want to kill each other, but the kind of opponents who want to humiliate and embarrass each other. Otherwise, as long as he asks ghosts for help, they can join forces to kill each other in minutes. Your cultivation. Dugu Bo didn't notice it at first, but after hearing Yuguan's words, he was immediately surprised to find that he couldn't sense the depth of Yuguan's cultivation after not seeing him for just a few years. Seeing Dugu Bo's shocked look, Yuguan raised the corner of his mouth and felt proud in his heart. Don't worry, during the competition, I will use the same level of cultivation as you, and I will not bully you. Although Yuguan didn't say anything, he had clearly told Dugu Bo that he and he were no longer at the same level of cultivation. How is it possible? You actually broke through the ban. Dugu Bo swallowed hard and looked at Yuguan in disbelief. Giggle Old Poison has a good eye. How is it? Are you ashamed of yourself? Seeing Dugu Bo's stunned look, Yuguan smiled even more happily. After eating the fairy grass, he has been concentrating on training, and he only broke through to the title Douluo not long ago. You. Dugu Bo was really shocked. He didn't expect Yuguan to break through the title Douluo so quickly. It was simply unbelievable. In his original prediction, even if Yuguan could break through the title Douluo, it would take at least 10 years. Humph, you don't have to be proud, I will catch up with you sooner or later. Want to compete? I'm always with you. Looking at Yuguan's proud face, Dugu Bo quickly put away the shock on his face and snorted. If you lose, don't lose. He will accompany you in the competition. However, he did not dare to say that Yuguan would not have to limit his own strength. If Yuguan really used the title Douluo's strength, he wouldn't have to fight at all, he could just run away. Okay, let's see your son's performance first. Your son will definitely lose today. He cannot be a match for the two His Highnesses. Seeing that the game on the ring had already started, Yuguan smiled softly, then ignored Dugu Bo and looked at the game on the ring. Snort. Not always. Xian'er inherited my martial spirit, and his poisonous skills are not much weaker than mine. If you, the martial soul hall team, are exposed to my son's snake venom, whether you can survive or not depends on my son's mood. Dugu Bo snorted coldly when he heard this and replied forcefully. Giggle. Your son's snake venom is very powerful, and Her Majesty the Saint's venom is not weak either. Your son's poison is fine when he meets other teams, but he is unlucky when he meets these two highnesses. Yuguan was not worried at all when he heard this, but laughed. Dugu Bo was silent after hearing this, which was why he felt that his son would lose. Bibi Dong's Death Spider King also has poisonous properties, and the opponent is also the Soul King. That's right, old poison. I see that your and your son's eyes are getting greener and greener. Could it be that you two, father and son, have been poisoned by the snake venom of your own martial arts? Seeing that Dugu Bo was silent, Yuguan changed the subject and suddenly asked if Dugu Bo and his son had been poisoned by him. Juhuaguan knew that Her Majesty the Saint had been thinking about the snow-colored swan kiss of the fairy grass, but both the Pope and Gu Ziyi were worried that Bibi Dong might not be able to withstand the increased poison after absorbing the fairy grass, so they never let Bibi Dong absorb. Now that he met Dugu Bo, he naturally wanted to test him to see if there was really a situation where a soul master would be poisoned by his own martial soul. You. When Dugu Bo heard Yuguan's words, his eyes suddenly shrank. Chapter 99 Ning Rongrong's mother throws herself into his arms. You are listening at NovelsDouluo. Snort. What a joke, how could I be poisoned by my own martial spirit? Dugu Bo was shocked at first, then quickly reacted and snorted coldly. He would definitely not be able to admit in front of Yuguan that he was poisoned by his own martial spirit. Not even to death. How embarrassing that would be. Ha 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 ha. It turns out it really is, ha ha ha. But Dugu Bo's reaction had obviously betrayed him. Yuguan had already noticed it. While he was shocked, he couldn't help laughing. You old poisoner was actually poisoned by your own poison. Ha ha. Yuguan burst into laughter. She was really happy. Dugu Bo's face is as dark as he wants. Humph, I said no, I mean no, that even if the secret was exposed, Dugu Bo would not admit it. The main thing is just one. If I don't admit it, then there is no one. The fourth soul skill, Jade Phosphorus Black Poison. Not to mention Yuguan and Dugu Bo. At this time in the arena, the two teams had officially begun to compete. Dugu Xian of the Tiando Royal team immediately displayed his fourth soul skill, Jade Phosphorus Black Poison. I saw the shadow of a Jade Phosphorus Snake King appearing behind Duguxin, and then as soon as the snake's mouth opened, a large amount of black poisonous mist spurted out from its mouth, quickly covering Gu Ziyi and the others. Poisonous fog. I can do it too. The first soul skill, Poisonous Mist of Death. When Bibi Dong saw this, she chuckled lightly and then used her first soul skill, Death Poison Mist. I saw the shadow of the Death Spider Emperor on Bibi Dong's body. He also opened his mouth and spat out a large amount of purple poisonous mist that filled the air towards the other party. Before the two teams fought against each other, the two poisonous mists collided together. The two poisonous mists collided together, just like two strong winds colliding together, eroding each other and rolling around. In the end, Bibi Dong's poisonous mist was no match for the opponent's poisonous mist. The purple poisonous mist was soaked in black, and finally it all rolled up towards Gu Ziyi and the others. After all, Bibi Dong's poisonous mist was only the first soul skill, a century-old soul ring, and was not as good as Dugu Xian's fourth soul skill. Moreover, Dugu Xian's poison skills are indeed great. His level is far inferior to Dugu Bo's, but his poison skills are comparable to Dugu Bo's. Otherwise, he would not have died young and been poisoned by himself. How can it be? Bibi Dong was a little surprised to see this, but there wasn't much panic on her face. When the other members of the team saw this, they were just a little surprised that the saint's poisonous mist was not as good as the opponent's, but their faces were very calm. The second soul skill, Purification Talisman, that at this time, Gu Ziyi took action. In an instant, Gu Ziyi summoned 7 purification talismans at the same time. Each one condensed and formed in the void in front of his teammates and himself. Finally, under Gu Ziyi's wave, they all flew to his teammates. Buzz, all amulets take effect quickly. Few that is, after Gu Ziyi performed his soul skill, Dugu Xian's poisonous mist swept up, burying Gu Ziyi and the others at once. Puff puff, but very quickly, without waiting for DongI'm and others to be surprised, figures rushed out of the black poisonous mist and charged towards them. How can it be? It's actually not affected at all. When Dugu Xian saw this scene, he was stunned. This was the first time he encountered an opponent who ignored his poisonous mist. After taking a closer look, he discovered that his poisonous mist could not get close to the opponent's body at all, and could no longer invade within 10 centimeters of the opponent's body. Purification Talisman, Purification Talisman. His soul skills can actually prevent poisonous mist from infecting him. Dugu Xian quickly understood what was going on and looked at Gu Ziyi at the back of the opposing lineup with some disbelief. He knew that Gu Ziyi's second soul skill had the ability to clean himself, but he didn't expect that the other party's purification talisman could actually prevent the poisonous mist from infecting him. All of a sudden, his abilities were greatly reduced. All his abilities are basically reflected in poison. Now that his opponents are immune to poison with the help of Gu Ziyi, what else can he do? This soul skill is even more disgusting than the detoxification soul skill. As for detoxification soul skills, as long as his poison is strong enough, the effect of the opponent's detoxification soul skills will be seriously weakened, or even completely impossible to detoxify, but it would be disgusting for someone like Gu Ziyi to be completely separated from his poisonous mist and not allowed to be infected by his poisonous mist. There is a feeling of power that goes nowhere. Damn it, I'm going to lose. Then Dugu Xian's heart sank, because he knew that when his jade phosphorus snake venom failed to have an effect, the team's overall strength would be greatly reduced. They were not hostile to each other before, but now they are even worse. Captain, help me create a chance. At this moment, Ning Shuangjiang's voice suddenly sounded in his ears. Dugu Xian was a little surprised when he heard this, but finally nodded. Anyway, it seems that the team can't win, so it's not impossible to create a chance for her. It's just that he doesn't understand what kind of grudge Ning Shuangjiang and Gu Ziyi have, and he actually wants to teach each other a lesson. But if it was to teach Gu Ziyi a lesson, he would be happy to do so, because the opponent's second soul skill was too disgusting. He also wanted Ning Shuangjiang to embarrass the opponent. Go ahead and fight them. Even if you lose, don't make it easy for them. Then Dugu Xian roared angrily and took the lead in facing the attack from the opposite side. The second soul skill, Death Hunting. The third soul skill, Death Spider Web Binding. Naturally, Bibi Dong and the others were not timid and went straight to kill their opponents. Gu Ziyi was right behind, and he had already applied the Pure Heart Talisman and the Diamond Talisman to his teammates. The two sides soon fought together, and Dugu Xian approached Bibi Dong, but not long after, Dugu Xian was defeated by Bibi Dong. Poof. But Bibi Dong's figure was also led away from the rear of the Wuhundian team by Dugu Xian, and appeared behind their team, and was very close to the auxiliary strategist of their Qiando royal team. After Bibi Dong defeated Dugu Xian, she didn't think much and continued to attack the opponent's auxiliary soul master in a flash. If you can touch the opponent's back row, you will naturally defeat the opponent's auxiliary strategist first. Boom, there was no surprise in the result. The auxiliary soul master of Tiando royal team was also kicked out of the ring by Bibi Dong. The captain and the auxiliary strategist were defeated one after another, and the Tiando royal team could be said to have been defeated. The third soul skill, resist the ice ring. Seeing that the Tiando royal team was about to lose, Ning Shuangjiang suddenly used a resistance ice ring to bounce everyone away. He created a straight line without any obstacles between himself and Gu Ziyi. Then her figure suddenly rushed towards Gu Ziyi with a swish sound. What is my cousin going to do? The team is about to lose. At this time, the auxiliary soul masters who raid the opponent's back row are completely useless. Without an attack-type soul master like her in the team, it will only be defeated even more quickly. Ning Fengji couldn't help but frown when he saw this in the audience. Ning Xuanjiang's choice was completely beyond everyone's expectations. The team has been defeated, and it is completely unnecessary to look for the opponent's auxiliary soul master. This is not a real war. Go up and kill the opponent's important auxiliary soul master, so that the opponent can no longer provide help to the enemy in the battlefield. Junior brother. Bibi Dong couldn't help but exclaimed when she saw this. At this time, it was too late for her to rescue Gu Ziyi. The same goes for other teammates. They didn't leave any teammates to protect Gu Ziyi because they found it was no longer needed. No one expected that Ning Shuangjiang would raid Gu Ziyi after the team was defeated. There is no point in doing this. The fifth soul skill, Death Spider Web Cage. Puff. But Bibi Dong remembered what Gu Ziyi said at this time. When Ning Shuangjiang approached Gu Ziyi, Bibi Dong quickly displayed her fifth soul skill, and a death spider web prisoner rose under Gu Ziyi's feet. Cage, wanting to protect Gu Ziyi, this is the use of soul skills that Gu Ziyi told her. Attack and control soul skills can sometimes be used for defense. This soul skill was chosen by Gu Ziyi for her. Originally, she wanted to absorb a soul beast soul ring with a defensive soul skill. Ning Xuan was moving quickly and her mental strength was not good enough to lock onto the opponent, but she had no problem locking onto Gu Ziyi. Hateful. When Ning Xuanjiang saw this, he felt a little angry. She also didn't expect that Bibi Dong could use her soul skills like this. Snort. After snoring angrily in his heart, Ning Xuanjiang also became fierce. No matter that he would be imprisoned by Bibi Dong's soul skills when he got closer, he continued to bump into Gu Ziyi. Finally, before Bibi Dong's death spider web cage was formed, she also successfully bumped into Gu Ziyi, but she and Gu Ziyi were imprisoned by the death spider web cage together. Gu Ziyi was also filled with questions when he felt the other party's delicate body rushing into his arms. What does this woman want to do? Gu Ziyi was not worried that the other party was going to kill him. If there was any danger, Xiao Tao would be able to use Tao Xiao to help him escape immediately even if he was in the soul guide. Besides, Gu Ziyi's own strength is not weak either. What you up to? For example, when they were trapped in the death spider web cage at this time, Gu Ziyi's hands had already grabbed Ning Shuangjiang's hands and controlled her. Well done, junior brother. After seeing this, Bibi Dong praised Gu Ziyi for the time being, and turned around to prepare to kill all the other members of the Tiando royal team. Snort. If you hadn't helped Tang Yuehua solve the problem of her being unable to practice, our Qibao glazed sect would not have had a strong competitor. As long as she grows up and passes on her martial spirit, it will be a matter of time before our Qibao glazed sect declines. Why are you so kind when you say you're fine? Ning Shuangjiang, who was imprisoned in the death spider web cage and whose hands were grabbed by Gu Ziyi, was extremely embarrassed and annoyed at this time. She didn't expect Gu Ziyi, an auxiliary soul master, to be so skilled. Originally, she was thinking of being imprisoned together, so she could continue to teach Gu Ziyi a lesson there. What made her even more embarrassed and angry was that her body was still tightly pressed against Gu Ziyi's. Chapter 100 Gagging in Public. You are listening at NovelDouluo. What on earth is this girl doing? That when Ning Fengji in the audience saw Ning Shuangjiang's appearance, he immediately stood up from his seat and frowned. Anyway, looking at his cousin's current state, he felt very uncomfortable in his heart. She originally wanted to vent her anger on the sect and teach him a lesson. because he was the one who solved the problem of Tang Yuehua being unable to practice. At this time, Sword Douluo, who had heard the reason from Ning Shuangjiang, opened his mouth to tell Ning Fengji the truth. Ning Fengji couldn't hear it, but he could still hear it. This girl. Ning Fengji was slightly startled when he heard this, and then he quickly understood. He was actually quite unhappy that Gu Ziyi had solved the problem of Tang Yuehua being unable to practice. Tang Yuehua's current martial spirit was different, but its auxiliary effects completely replicated their sect's 7 treasures glazed pagoda. It's just an imitation. The scary thing is that Tang Yuehua's auxiliary effect is exactly the same as the Qibao glazed tile pagoda. What's even more frightening is that Tang Yuehua's martial soul seems to have no flaws of the 7 treasures glazed tile pagoda, and it is very likely that it can be added with an 8th soul ring and a 9th soul ring in the future. This completely compares to their sect's 7 treasures glazed pagoda. He is not afraid of Joshin Haitang, because the martial arts are all from a single lineage, and there will only be 2 martial souls with Joshin Haitang at the same time, but that's not necessarily the case for Tang Yuehua. As early as after learning about Tang Yuehua's situation, he had actually been worried about the future Qibao glazed sect. Until now he doesn't know what to do. It would be great if Tang Yuehua was not from Haotian sect, he could be recruited into Qibao glazed sect. But Tang Yuehua happened to be from the Haotian sect, so there was nothing he could do. So if you want to say who dislikes Gu Ziyi the most, he must be one of them. It's just that Gu Ziyi is a disciple of the Pope, so he can't even teach him a lesson, but he didn't expect that his cousin Ning Shuangjiang would do something that he couldn't do. He was still very moved by this. It's a pity that Ning Shuangjiang failed. You have wronged me. I didn't know that her martial spirit would be an auxiliary martial spirit, and the effects of her soul skills are exactly the same as those of your 7 treasures glazed sect. You should condemn the Haotian sect for this. They deliberately plagiarized you. After Gu Ziyi heard Ning Shuangjiang's words, he understood, and immediately called out the injustice and quickly threw the pot to Haotian sect. Humph, Haotian sect is shameless, but without you, none of this would have happened. You are the culprit. Ning Shuangjiang was not fooled by Gu Ziyi, and pointed directly at the source with a cold snort. Okay, it's me, but I didn't mean it. If you insist on blaming me, there's nothing I can do about it. Gu Ziyi shrugged, seeing that he couldn't pass the blame. He didn't care much anyway. The Qibao glazed sect can't do anything to him. You. Ning Shuangjiang was so angry when she saw Gu Ziyi looking completely indifferent. Unfortunately, he was now controlled by Bibi Dong's soul skill, and his hands were grabbed by Gu Ziyi. She also didn't expect that Bibi Dong could actually use the soul skill of controlling enemies on Gu Ziyi. Thinking of Bibi Dong's actions, Ning Shuangjiang's heart suddenly moved. Bibi Dong can use offensive soul skills as defensive soul skills, so can she. She can turn around and use her defensive soul skills as offensive soul skills. It's hard for her to use other soul skills in this state, but her second soul skill can be used. Her second soul skill, Ice Armor, is a defensive soul skill. After being used, she can condense a set of ice armor outside her body. Now she and Gu Ziyi are hugging each other. As long as she uses it, the ice armor will cover Gu Ziyi as well. She is an ice soul master and has her own soul skills, so she is naturally not afraid of being frozen, but Gu Ziyi was different. When the ice armor was worn on Gu Ziyi, it was equivalent to freezing the opponent. The second soul skill, Ice. Thinking of this, the second soul ring on Ning Shuangjiang's body lit up instantly, and Ning Shuangjiang was about to use her second soul skill. Do you still want to take action like this? Gu Ziyi was a little surprised when he saw that Ning Shuangjiang still wanted to take action. Seeing Ning Shuangjiang opening her mouth to call out the name of her soul skill, Gu Ziyi opened her mouth and blocked her mouth with his own without thinking. It's tightly blocked. This will interrupt the opponent's performance of soul skills. Ning Shuangjiang's beautiful eyes suddenly widened and she was completely confused. She never expected that Gu Ziyi would interrupt her soul skill release in this way. Wowed, the entire audience immediately burst into an uproar after seeing this scene. Amazing, you can actually interrupt the release of other people's soul skills like this. It's simply shameless to bully your opponent like this. Why was it not me who was kissed by Gu Ziyi? Good boy. I'm so angry. Let go of Ning Shuangjiang. she's my goddess. After seeing the scene where Gu Ziyi blocked Ning Shuangjiang's mouth and interrupted the release of her soul skills, the eyes of the entire audience were attracted, and no one cared about Bibi Dong and the others beating up the drowned dog. Anyway, it was only a matter of time before the Tiando royal team lost. It's simply shameless and shameless, that when Tang Hao saw the scene in front of him, he became very angry and cursed Gu Ziyi for being shameless. Gu Ziyi, Tang Yuehua and Bailu were different. When they saw Gu Ziyi kissing another girl, they felt uncomfortable. Asshole. Ning Fengji slapped the guardrail in front of her hard, her face turning red with anger. He has always been very caring to his cousin, but he didn't expect that his cousin would be bullied by another man today, and he was bullied in front of so many people. How could he not be angry? Boom. Snort. After Bibi Dong defeated the opponent in front of her, she looked back at the situation of Gu Ziyi and Ning Shuangjiang, and her beautiful eyes instantly turned cold. Without thinking, Bibi Dong immediately removed her death spider web cage. Her stinky junior brother didn't need her protection at all. Sorry, it was a natural reaction out of necessity, I didn't mean it. Gu Ziyi came to his senses at this time and knew that it was not good for him to bully a human girl like this. He quickly let go of Ning Shuangjiang and quickly backed away. Gu Ziyi even jumped out of the ring. Oh. Asshole, I'm going to kill you. Ning Shuangjiang also recovered from the shock. Her delicate and pretty face was full of shame and anger. She didn't care that Gu Ziyi had already exited the ring, and chased after him in a flash. Seeing this, Gu Ziyi could only continue running. Then a dramatic scene occurred. The two opponents who were supposed to be fighting in the ring ran out of the ring one after another, and as Ning Shuangjiang ran out of the ring, it was announced that all members of the Tiando royal team were eliminated. Ahem. I now declare that this match will be won by the Wuhundian team. The host spoke quickly, trying to draw everyone's attention back to the game.